All right, I'm gonna say good morning because it's morning for me. But yeah, basing. I actually love basing. To me, most people just kind of slap some stuff on and move on. I like to get creative with it. For the smaller guys, I don't do much because their bases are so tiny. If you go back through one of my previous videos, I have an unboxing one where I unbox some 3D printed basing materials just to add some flair. Those are going to be for like the larger bases here for him and for like some of the other ones here. Like this is for my psychophage. He's going to sit there. And then I'm going to put some static grass and then some water effects through here for that. But for what you're asking about, this is what I use. I have a little container of this stuff. I've had this container for probably 6 years. What it is it is called, I have a big bag of it next to me, Traction Grit and Fill. Is what it actually is. They use it for trucks, use it in the bed of their trucks for either weight or in wintertime for underneath tires. If you're stuck in the snow and stuff, people put this stuff down for it. But I got all the big rocks on top, but as soon as you move it, we've got small sand, pebbles, everything else. And so this is what I use. And I literally have had this container for, like I said, 6 years. And I just bought another bag, and it's half a cubic foot, but it weighs probably a good 40, 50 pound bag of this stuff. So I will never run out. My grandkids will probably still have this bag of grit. But basing it, I don't have any Tyranids that need based because I've already gotten all of them done, but I just grabbed a Terminator that needs basing. So I just use Mod Podge. I grabbed cheap brushes from a big box store. And just put it on there where I want it. Now, it's not, there's no like magic to it. If I want a more scenic base, I will go through and try to grab more of the sand. I also bought a bag of just play sand if I want to get that finer detail and have a finer like sandy base. So I can do that. But it just kind of depends on where my vision is and where I want to go. So if you want to do like, let's say a lava base or a swamp base or something like that, you can still do this method and get the same results. I could pre-paint this in like lava colors and then sparingly put this stuff down. But then what I do, if I want the finer detail, I'll just pick up a pinch of the smaller stuff and put it down exactly where I want it. So I've got this skull in the front, so I'm going to put some smaller basing material on there, tap it off. But then for like in the back, I'm not really concerned with it, so I'll just dip it and let it go, and then naturally just let it fall. So it really is just a natural process. I'm not, some people, the videos I've seen when they do bases, they like individually place rocks and stuff. But when you do that, you subconsciously are creating a pattern. Whether or not you think you are, you actually are. And so I prefer just to put the paint on there and let the rocks fall where they fall. And I've yet to be disappointed. I have see, like that looks completely natural. The skull on there is embedded in it, just like it should be. His steps, looks like he kicked up some rocks. The tactical rock that he's standing on that everyone loves, looks like it's part of the base. Like he's actually standing on it. And I set that aside to dry. And then once it dries, I mean, it's rock hard. Some of the looser rocks will fall off when I'm dry brushing, but that's no problem at all. But for the most part, I mean, it's rock hard. And I mean, here's the other base. This is for the Death Leaper. I mean, it looks great. And I can go back through and highlight certain things and put down my basing materials to make it pop and make it look good. Trying to, I don't want it to be the star of the show, but I want it to look good. I want it to at least be a part of it, because it's still a part of the base. It's still part of the effect. Like for here, I put mostly sand on this one, because I want this texture, this base itself to stand out. I'm going to I have a bag of 3D printed body parts. I'm going to put a ton of body parts and, blood effects on the ground around this. And I mentioned it at one point, but I have a 3D printed cat. I'm going to paint him up like one of my cats and hide it under here as a Easter egg. But yeah, it's just something to be a part of it. You want it to be there. But like for these flat parts, I could go through and add some more rock effects to it. I actually might, just because I don't like it being flat. But it's, I'm going to get that alien static grass that I mentioned in the previous video as well, to go through. And then I mentioned that on this one, the terrain effects, I'm going to do like a swampy area through here, because he's going to stand with his back feet here and front feet up here. He's behind me, so I can't actually show it. But yeah, so, I'm going to make this look like a swampy mess, and he's just walking through it, firing off his big gun. But that's how I do it. And then here's one I can show you. For the Trigon, I can barely get him in the picture. I made this one looking like it's erupting from the earth, or he has erupted from the earth. So it's all, banged up and everything else. So I'm going to scatter some static grass around, like the ground's all torn up and everything. But that's how I do it. When I go to base, it's not a long process. It's fairly quick. But this is what I use. And like I said, I've had this container forever. But the bag of basing material, like seriously, if you have a local gaming store, buy the bag and then give it to your friends at your local gaming store and just say, hey guys, here's a bag of basing material. With a cheapo brush, it's like a pack of 5 for $1. I just throw them away when I'm done with it. But yeah, so I'll just set him aside to dry, and he'll go with my other Space Marines when they're ready, when I'm ready to paint them up as oh my gosh, Dark Angels. I'm not awake yet. I didn't get my coffee. But yeah, so that's that. Super simple. If you have any other questions, let me know. Happy to answer what I can. I'm by no means, a master or anything like that. I'm still learning, but I answer what I can. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day, guys.